Well, hey there, it's me, Angie. Come on in, neighbor. This is our neighborhood chat video where you come over, grab a drink, a snack. You know where all the snacks are. You know where the kitchen is. You know where everything is. Just come in and get your drinks and your snacks. I don't mind if you bring your drink and your snack with you. But if you don't have them, I have it. Don't worry about it. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what if this was your last day here? You know, some people don't like to think about that. Some people won't think about it, and some people think it will not happen today. And it probably won't, but what if it did? How would you be different? Would you be any different? Would you take care of things differently? Would you call someone you hadn't talked to in a while? I mean, let's just think about it. What if you went to the doctor and he found out and gave you information that you may not be here much longer? How would you handle that? I don't think our brains can actually go there unless you've been told that. I've been told that. But not I wasn't given months. I was given years. Like a person that has your autoimmune disease lives probably 7 years if it's not put in remission. If you don't go in remission, you can live about 7 years with this disease. Well, people finance a vehicle for 7 years now, so that's not very long. And the older you get, the more time flies. I mean, it's already May. May. Next thing you know, it's going to be football season, Christmas. It just goes fast. So what would you do? Would you do anything different? Would you call someone up that you haven't talked to in a long time? Would you just completely forgive everybody that's ever done anything to you? Would you go into your home and shut the doors and not allow anybody else to come in, or would you invite people over? Would you want them to come and be with you and celebrate you before you passed away? I think that's what I would want. I wouldn't want to close myself up. I wouldn't want to do that. Actually, I'd really want to have this big, huge party. Not because I'm just selfish that way, but because why not celebrate? Why not enjoy yourself every day? Why wait? I'm trying to practice with this laughing more. You ever been around people that can just laugh a lot? If someone can get me to laugh, like really laugh, they've accomplished something. Not that I'm sad all the time. I'm just not a person that laughs a lot. I want to laugh more. I want to laugh, because laughter is like a medicine. It makes you feel so good. But if you only had a few days, a few months, a few hours, a few years to live, would you live any differently? Or would it just be, you'd be in denial, you wouldn't believe that your life had been shortened? I don't know if our brains sometimes can't comprehend news that we get. I think we go into shock and it's like a protection. So we won't like really break down and really go through a bad time finding out bad information. I think we need to realize that we're not promised the next moment, the next hour, the next day. And we shouldn't be so angry. Why do you want to be angry? Why do you want to be sad? Why do you want to be depressed? Why don't you try to see if you can change your perception or your perspective. You know, just kind of turn your head and look at things a little different. Admit when you're wrong. I mean, some people cannot even admit when they're wrong. What is that about? It's not very hard to admit, oh, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Or, oh, I was wrong. And now I know the truth. But you have these people that are never going to admit that they're wrong. That shows their mentality. You know, you can tell about a person just by the way they receive things when you talk to them. Some people get offended really, really easily. Now, me as a person, it takes a lot to offend me because I have to really value your opinion in order to be offended. Some people are very sensitive. They get their feelings hurt really, really quickly. I don't get my feelings hurt easily. I feel like you have a right to feel the way you do, and I have a right to feel the way I do. Of course, my brain does not work like everybody else's. It took me years to figure that out. I thought everybody thought and saw and envisioned everything that my brain did, you know, but everybody's brain does not work the same way. And I don't mean this in a funny way, but people do not use their brain. They are waiting for somebody else to make a decision for them instead of them thinking and making the decision on their own. What is that about? I don't want anybody else making decisions for me. I guess that's a trust issue because I don't really trust someone else to make a decision for me. And then you have those people that just, oh, they want everybody to make every decision. I don't want that. And I don't want to make decisions for others. I'm so thankful that I've got my children grown and out on their own. Now, if they call me for advice, of course I'm going to say, well, if it was me, I would do this, this, and this, but you do what you feel like you need to do. And that's what I would tell anybody that would ask me for advice. I would say, now, if it were me, I would do, and I would tell them what I would do. But I would come back with, but you handle it the way you want to. You know, most decisions that we make in life are choices. It's not a right or a wrong. It's a choice. And some people are so afraid of failure that they won't make a decision. You have to make mistakes to know that you're not supposed to do that anymore. You know? Failure is... There's nothing wrong with not knowing something. We don't come here knowing everything. I know that's hard to believe. But some people will make you believe they know everything about everything. And it makes them look so... If they can only see how that made them look. You know, you ever been around somebody that thinks they know it, or they pretend that they know things, and you want to tell them so badly, look, it's okay that you don't know. But you don't know how bad you really look now by pretending that you know and you don't know. But we just carry on and let them be who they are. But I'm here to tell you, life is short. I don't know how many times I've said that on my videos. Love one another. Love yourself. Some people can't even do that. They don't even like to look at themselves in the mirror. They don't like to even see the person they've become or who they are. They've never really liked themselves. They've always wanted to be somebody else. You know, as long as, even though I have this autoimmune disease and I'm in the shape that I am in, I don't want to be anybody else. I don't look at somebody that's ambulatory and can walk, and somebody that may have more than I have and go, oh, I wish I was them. I've never wished I was somebody else. I don't want to be anybody else. If my circumstances changed and I could walk again and I could have more than what I have now, I would still want to be me. If my circumstances changed and I had less than what I have now, and I have had less, and I would still want to be me. I don't want to be someone else. Now, I can confess that I've seen families that are really, really close knit as I was growing up that I would think, oh, I'd like to be part of their family. They seem so close. Now, I have wished that. But now that I'm older and have children and grandchildren, I have that family. I have the family that I've always wanted to be a part of because we're all so close. James and I and our children and grandchildren, it's like we're very close. I don't take that for granted. I'm going to tell you that right now. Be a part of something. Don't always isolate yourself. Be a part of something else connected to people. Allow people to love you. Allow them to see the real you. Acknowledge that you're not the only one in the world. And nobody's coming to save you. I mean, I don't know if people know that. Now, here's the thing. In my faith, of course, you can be saved. But I mean, most individuals are not going to have somebody knock on their door and say, I'm here to save you. I'm here to take care of you. I'm here to meet every need you have. I'm here to love you beyond anything you can imagine. That's not going to happen. You're going to have to get up, dust yourself off, and just say, okay, I'm ready to stand on my own 2 feet. Now, it's going to take time. It's going to take days, weeks, months, years. I mean, I didn't just get to where I am overnight. If you could have seen me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, my whole perception on life has changed. I don't even see things the way I used to see them. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I've just let everything go. When you can get to the point where you let everything go, and when I say that, I mean like let it go and don't run back and get it. You know, a lot of times we get so tired that we do let go of things, and then when we get rested, it's like, okay, let me go back and grab it. And then we put that back on, that gear, that uniform, that equipment, and we carry it around again. And it starts getting heavy and heavy, and we're back in the same place that we were when we let it go before. But when you truly put it down and leave it and walk away from it, it is the most freeing, peaceful feeling that you will ever have. And I'm talking about bad habits. I'm talking about people that have been using you and treating you ugly and abusing you and anything imaginable that they don't respect you or love you in the way that you want to be loved. Walk away. Walk away. Life is too short. And especially to be stressful over something that's not even going to matter tomorrow. And, you know, we talked about this on my live yesterday when I went live out in my front yard. People they just crave drama. And they want to be caught up in it. Because most people that love drama, it takes the limelight off of them and puts it on someone else. And they're sitting up there watching what's going on and nobody's paying attention to them. It's usually the people that like drama. I'm not saying always. And then there's some people that just crave for people to notice them, and then they start a channel and it's they make up lies. You know, lies about how sick they are, or what their disease is, or what disease they have, or what their financial situation is, or what their marital situation is, in order to get views and people to come over and go, oh, it's so sad. Their life is so sad. When in reality, it's nothing like that. And behind the scenes, when the camera's off, they're the nastiest person in the world. You know, treating people ugly and mean, and doesn't have any regard for somebody else's life. Their whole channel's about love, and they don't even know how to do that when they're not on camera. And you can almost feel it when you listen to their channel about, they can speak on love, and you can almost think they don't even sound like they really love people. You know, when I do a video, or when I talk about, you know, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it, I want that to radiate over the video or in my live. I want people to honestly feel that I really love them and care about them. Not that that's just words that I'm saying. I don't want that. I want them to sincerely feel the absolute love that I have for mankind and my friends. And and my family, you cannot even fathom the amount of love that I have for my husband, my children, and my grandchildren. I'm sure you all can by the way I speak about them. You know, if you really love someone, you're going to speak of them often. You're not going to hold it in. You're going to have to express it. But I want you all to feel how much that I care about your well-being, and how much I love you, and I choose to love you. When I used to be so selfish, I used to think, I'm not just going to love anybody. They're not worthy of my love. I'm going to have to keep my love in, and I'm going to find certain people that I'm going to love, and then other people, they're not going to be a part of it. What made me feel like I should be that special? What was so special about my love that I could only give it to people that I chose to love? No, then I decided I'm going to love everybody. Now, that's not an easy task. And then, of course, you have to put people in their right place. You have to know when to physically show love to others. You have to love people from a distance. You have to meet people where they are. There's a lot of things that, as we grow older, that we mature, and it's called wisdom. I mean, you can have all the knowledge that you want, but if you do not have wisdom, you're going to get hurt a lot, because you're not going to know when to speak and when not to. When to love on someone and when not to. When to disagree with someone and when not to. When to keep your mouth shut and when to speak. I mean, all that is wisdom. And that can only come with age. You know, I don't care how much you know, how many books you've read. If you don't have wisdom, you can blow it up really fast and destroy a lot of relationships and friendships. It's okay if people don't understand you. I don't have a problem with people not understanding me. I'm just going to continue to be me. And if people think I'm phony when I say that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it, or if they think I'm phony because I express that I love people and that love is a choice, and that I'm at peace, and if they think that's all made up, I don't care. I know my heart. I know who I am. I don't have to prove myself to you, and you don't have to prove yourself to me. Just remember that. You're okay. Just start where you are and start making a few changes. And each day will get easier. You know, it's like giving up a bad habit. You know, I quit smoking years ago. So now when I think about it, I think, oh, how did I ever do that? Oh, other habits I had that I've stopped. And the strangest thing is, if I really stopped and thought about it, the craving for a cigarette never really goes away. But if I was to actually buy a pack of cigarettes and start smoking, the nasty taste that I would have in my mouth and just the whole nastiness of it, I would just have to put it out. But my brain is telling me, if I thought about it long enough, oh yeah, that's what you want. But it's really not. I'm not putting down on anybody that smokes now. That's your choice. But anyway, neighbor, let me tell you. Try to be happy with who you are. And if you're not, change it. Change it. But don't change for anybody but you. Don't change because someone wants you to change. You change because you want to change. And with that being said, neighbor, this has been our neighborhood chat. And you know what? I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, share, become my neighbor. Oh, guess what? I hit 1,600 neighbors. I'm so happy about that. Don't forget to leave me a comment. You know I love your comments. And with that being said, neighbor, have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you soon. Bye.